So I'll make this a bit more uniform now. I'm going to refer to these notes here. There you go. I wrote these today, and I didn't do them on a computer or on the phone because I'm too easily led. Right. So we got the Ruby prognosis. A melancholy day. We'll call that step A. A poor day for happiness, and one that could have led to a lot of pessimism. But he didn't. We decided to do something, or Caroline thought of a great idea, and I thought, yeah, let's do it. And she decided, when we took Ruby out, to order a pram. And I always remember saying, how long will it take to get here? And she said, it'll be here on Thursday. I thought, oh, great. I thought, I'm going to be up to get that. So we unboxed the pram. It was a Poor Hope pram. It cost £42. And we started walking. Over the next 9 weeks, we would walk every single day. And we would walk in the rain. And we would do live TikTok films. And we had 0 followers. We're Gen X. We're not IT illiterate. But we're a bit rusty on the old socials because really we're too busy, really. So, step 1, the Ruby prognosis. A. B. We purchased the pram. And as I said, over 9 weeks, we walked 189 miles. Caroline proceeded to make food, step C. And she would make these recipes, and it seemed silly not to tell other people about them. And we would test them and eat them, and they were fabulous. So from scratch, Caroline began to use WordPress. She created a blog. She made the website, made Pinterest, made Instagram, made X, made TikTok. And we now currently stand at around about 400 followers. With the business, we thought, can we get a TikTok shop? We knew if you got around 500 followers, and this is a fluctuating number, please correct me if you believe it's wrong, you could open your own TikTok shop. But that wasn't the prime point, but it was an important one. And there was lots of complexities with eBay, which can sometimes feel like a minefield. So then it transpires we learned over 10 different AI platforms. We utilised CapCut, Midjourney, some video apps, Lumi, Perplexity, Nano Banana, Gemini, Videoleap, to name but a few. I started creating videos. I've always had an interest. I'm a former photographer. I've always had an interest in videography. And I put bits and pieces up. I had an interest in music. I would record those prior. And up until doing this, I was told that if you had if you had YouTube, in order for the algorithm to sort of like get to grips with you, it would need at least 100 videos. I'd put 34 up and they had minimal effect. But I knew that you needed to get to this 100 mark. So I decided to write, and I I wrote 2 audiobooks, one which is halfway through, but one which is completed, called Brave for the Other. And that was placed online on Gumroad. And several clips were placed on YouTube. And I was busy saying, as we knew we needed to approach this arm of the business, YouTube, I was busy telling Carolyn that it would take an age, because I knew, because I'd had some videos on that were really quite slow, to say the least, and I thought they were semi-decent, but they were very slow, and the most views I'd got, I think it was about 100 and odd, but really and truly a lot of them were in the low 50s and that. So I was busy convincing my partner that it would be a slow journey, really. And then the 2 videos almost immediately got nearly 1,000 views. And it was quite surreal, really. So that sort of made me think, oh, this story has definitely a degree of poignancy to some of the people watching. So we continued doing other things. We narrated the audiobooks. We created the videos. We had a website. We'd learned that over 10 different AI platforms. We'd walked 189 miles. And in front of us was this holiday that we were looking forward to. But we knew, 2 weeks in Santorini, but we knew, almost without discussion, that if Ruby was in a position where he was still alive after his cancer prognosis, we would, without hesitation, cancel the holiday. And we'd always had cat sitters to look after the cats. And we actually thought it would be too much for somebody to take on, because his condition was deteriorating. Yeah. Then it got worse. But what was interesting was Ruby would jump into this pram, and he was such a clever cat. Probably about 3 weeks before he shriveled off his mortal coil, I was in the bedroom and I shouted to the intercom, "Ruby, come upstairs." And he would come upstairs. And he would, this one occasion, he sat on my chest, as he frequently did. And he placed his paw over my arm. He would just go like that with his paw slowly. And I was on my phone. And I suddenly thought, oh my God, I'm doom scrolling on my phone. And this cat's here. You want to take a look at yourself, Lance? And I put the phone down. One night I was here writing. And I recorded it into audio. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. and I was listening to it. I had my laptop here and my microphone here, and I turned around, and Ruby was sat over here. As we speak now, he was probably in the same position that Minnie was. And I thought to myself, there's a quote out there that says, a hypocrite tells you to take the escalator. A hypocrite tells you to take the steps whilst they take the escalator to the second floor. And I thought, how can I be writing about Ruby's prognosis and going to the vets without giving her some attention, him some attention? And then before you knew it, he jumped from the table to the side of me. And I placed the clip online because I have never seen a cat that just knew that what was happening was dire. And he seemed to listen. He had these beautiful big eyebrows, and he seemed to be listening to the recording. And I read it out, and I placed that clip online. And I also recorded some of the audio book, which is available on Gumtree. Not Gumtree, Gumroad. Take a look at the clips. Links in bio. And it's just incredibly sad, really. What did it teach me? One of the things that it taught me was Ruby. Carolyn, my girlfriend, would always talk to him in the kitchen, and he would talk back. And one of the things that he taught me was we would will him on. We weren't embarrassed about willing him on. He would sit in the window. We would go and talk to him, and we would be really, really quite passionate about, you can do this, you can do this. Don't give up on us, Ruby. Don't give up. And I would do this, and Carolyn would do this. And his eyes were saying, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. And then he would look at me as if to say, I want to be this enthusiastic cat that I normally am, but I've not got it in me. And sometimes I would pick him up here and I would put him over my shoulder, and he'd put his little paws there and he'd sink his body in, and you could tell he'd be more comforted because he knew that he was going through pain. It was just horrible, really. I won't wish it on my worst enemy. Yeah. So, I've written about this, and now I've got a plan. And the plan is dead simple, but it's going to need a little bit of work. But you see, I've already done all of this work. Have you heard of an elevator pitch? Let's have a go and do a 5-minute elevator pitch. If anybody's out there and they've got a cat and it doesn't look like its chances of survival are particularly good, I want this to be a testimonial. I want people to look at this when they're in the depths of depression, thinking, oh my God, this is the centrifugal force in my life, and I cannot believe that this is happening to me. To see this clip and to go, right, we can do something about this. Look at the pictures. Look at the pictures we've taken. Look at the videos we've taken. Look at the words we've written. Within them, there are lessons. In the child's version of Brave for the Other, there is Ruby's ABC Guide of Life. I state it's a child's version, but the truth is, so much of what we learn as children, we carry through our lives. If you listen to the interpretation that is for children, I believe there is still some value to be attained from it. If you have children and they're going through it, I would hate them to be going through it the way we were. I think it would help them. Moreover, I now want to do something else. We have walked 189 miles. We have made the website. We have made clothes with the quotes on, extracts from the book, Brave for the Other. We've designed hoodies. We've designed sweatshirts. You can see them in the pictures here. On our Instagram, on our website, on our Pinterest, on our X, on our TikTok predominantly. And we've done a lot of things that a lot of people wouldn't have the gall to do because they were diffused with a derogatory position, something that made them melancholy, something that made them really upset. The loss of anything is sad. The loss of a cat or a dog is huge. And if these cats or dogs have been in the house and they don't go out, just look at the videos of the cats that we have. You can see them. You can see how they come alive. You can see how the faces become animated, how they're on stalks, how they still have a vibrancy for life. When we were walking with Ruby, we said, as long as he is enchanted by the world outside and being able to roam around freely, then no one's going to stop us walking him. We would like to go another 800 miles with our 2 cats, and complete a 1,000-mile journey over the course of the next 6 months. If we can complete 189 miles in 9 weeks, I'm sure we can do this. If you're a pram manufacturer, we'd like you to seriously have a look at whether you feel that our testimonial would be a worthwhile one to invest in. We're looking for sponsorship. Throughout the journeys, we will no doubt eat in these excursions that are frequently 7 miles. We'll probably be using products that we could be affiliates to. We intend to film the journey. If there's any features, advantages and benefits to the products that we use, the prams, then I can't think of a stronger testimonial. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. If you're going 800 miles with the pram, what are you going to do? You're going to get one of the people that work for you to trial that out. Good luck. So that's interesting. We'll probably have a camera attached, as we have done previously, and we'll be able to talk about the fabulous things that we come across, and people will open up. Hello? Hello. You okay? And Millie, our beautiful, beautiful cat here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Don't be shy. Our beautiful cat will be coming with us, won't you? She likes to go on my shoulder. She's like a parrot, really. Come here. Come here. Come here. What's up with you? What's up with you? Hey? What's up? You okay? Hmm? Just look at this for a fabulous cat. Look at this. Look at that there. You okay? You okay? Yeah, so look at the colours of this beautiful cat. I think she wants to sleep. So yeah, who wouldn't want to see Minnie going miles and miles down the road? Who wouldn't want to see it? Hmm? If you want to do it, Millie, give us an indication. Do you want to go travelling? Do you want to go travelling in pram? You don't look comfortable, do you? Do you think the pram would be more comfortable for you? Hey? You okay? Just look at the face on that. Look at the belly on this. Come here. Look at the belly on that. Oh, look at the colours there. You okay? You okay? You okay, aren't you? You okay? So, yeah. I've written to so many people about this. I think what I'm trying to get at is I wish I'd recorded some of the interactions that we'd had with people who had cats. Because it was quite surreal, really. It was quite surreal.